Day and welcome to the SHAC. My name's Barbara Gray from Clarity here in the UK, and we're set to get together for another hour of doodling and keeping each other company. And and it's the year of the alphabet, and we're on E for excellent, E for Easter, E for extra special, and E for elephant. So we'll start with the letter today. Come on in, and then once we've done the letter, maybe later on in the hour we could have a little peep at some elephants. And that didn't work. And then on Thursday evening at 7 o'clock, we can have some real fun with those elephants. Good morning, come on in. Sound is all nice and clear, says Paul. Our Paul's in the building with you. So if you have any questions, he's your man. And other than that, this is just the SHAC. Safe, happy and creative, hanging out together, completely free, just keeping each other company. Eh? And I had a week off, which was really excellent because our Grace is home from New York and we've had our birthday week. It was fabulous. We did loads of lovely stuff. So while you're coming in, Border? Good morning, come on in. I can't read and talk at the same time. That is a fact. So Grace has been home and we've had a smashing week. What did we do? Thursday we went up to London and we went to the V&A first. Yeah, we had a full day. Went up to the V&A. While you're all coming in, grab a seat, get yourselves a cup of tea, and then we'll get cracking. So we went to the V&A. For our foreign friends, it's a beautiful museum up in London, the Victoria and Albert. So we went to the V&A. I'm a member there. And there's a really good exhibition at the moment called Diva. And so Grace and I went into Diva, which was amazing. And then we got the underground over to Piccadilly. And we went to, there was definitely a theme here on Thursday. And then we went to a really cool restaurant called ZL, which is just round. If you didn't know where it was, you'd never know it. But it's a superb restaurant. And when you walk in, it looks very, very quiet from the outside. And then you go downstairs and it opens up into this amazing dining room, just vast. So if you're ever in Piccadilly and you're looking for a really special place to eat, the food is great and not expensive. So it's called ZL, ZEDEL. Look it up, always book a table, but it's really brilliant. And it's such a secret place. So you'd never know it was there. And yet it's always packed. And so we went there for lunch, which was really nice. And then after that, we walked literally out of ZL and right opposite was Piccadilly Theatre, which was Moulin Rouge. So we went to Moulin Rouge, which was pretty exciting. Very, very colourful. And you might have seen on Facebook, I posted a big blue elephant. So it's part of the story. Just teasing you a little bit for what's coming up today. Yeah, so that was Thursday. Really fabulous. So we went to the matinee performance of Moulin Rouge. What a fantastic musical. It's a real mashup of loads of songs that we all know. So it was quite hard not to sing along, to be honest. Guten Morgen, Marion. Grüß dich. Schöne, liebe Grüße an die Irene auch. So let me see. What else did we do while you're all coming in? Oh, and then on Saturday, because it was Gracie's birthday on Saturday, so lots of little surprises. And we went to Lewis, to Bill's for breakfast, which was nice. Blow the diet, we said. And then Grace didn't know where we were going in the evening, right up until we parked at the O2, because we got tickets at the last minute to see Peter Kay. If you don't know Peter Kay, our foreign friends in the building won't be familiar with Peter Kay. He is one of the funniest guys. He's an English comedian from Manchester. Very, very funny. Brilliant, just timing, And he's one of those guys. It's very clean humour. It's not dirty. It's not smutty. The language is fine. It's not offensive. It's just very, very, yeah, very, very good. He's the master of, what do you call it? Where you see things in your surroundings. He's the master of, what's that kind of humor called? I've drawn a blank. You know what I mean, though. It will come to me. Not situational humor. Observational humor. That's it. Observational humor. Very, very good. He sees things that we all see, and he makes a sketch out of it. You know, just hilarious. Even, yeah, observational humor. Exactly. He's the master of it. And it was just so fun. I haven't belly laughed like that since the SHAC. It was really good. And I guess it's our generation as well. He's lost a lot of weight. You couldn't, if you closed your eyes, you knew it was him. But when you opened your eyes, he's half his size now, you know. So yeah, powerful performance. If you get a chance to go and see Peter Kay, do it. We were really lucky because I woke up Friday morning and thought, I wonder if I could get tickets for Peter Kay. Went on, all sold out. And then I found 3 little seats right near the front, and they were empty. So I locked in on that. When we got talking to the people around us, they'd bought their tickets like 16 months ago. Same price. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I know. We were really lucky. 'Twas meant to be. So yeah, and Gracie said, it was, a lot of it went straight over her head because she's from the next generation, you know. So she didn't quite understand all the ads, like, you know. And, oh, spoiler alert, I'm not going to say anything. But she said what was so lovely was being sandwiched between Dave and myself, and us two singing away and joining in and laughing. And she said it was just magical, you know. So that was really, really, really special. Yeah, so there you go. Did I do any pottery? No, not while Grace is around. I thought I'll wait until she leaves on Thursday and then I'll pick up the pottery. So there you go. That was my weekend and week off. What about yourselves? We didn't go to Germany. I know we were going to go to Germany, and then Dave had his knee operation and we said, you know what? Let's stick close to Dave. Let's stay at home. Yeah. So we did. And it was brilliant. Loved it. So there you go. And today is E for alphabet. First thing we're going to do, though, E for alphabet, E for elephant. First thing we're going to do is draw our letter, isn't it? So are you ready? Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do, I've enjoyed the week off, but I was glad to be back as well. You know, woke up a bit anxious this morning. Don't know what that's about. So I'm on the decaf today. Let me show you the letter, because we're on E now. And the thing is that the letters, really, they're just something to hang our art on, aren't they? You know, we started with A for apple, B for beach hut, C for crown, D for dandelion, E for elephant. They don't really have any, there's no relationship between the objects that we draw, but there is certainly a relationship between the letters. And I like that we can, you know, next time we'll be doing F, and the time after that we'll be doing G, and maybe you can make your own alphabet, you know. It's certainly the year of the alphabet here. Linda Williams, I was talking to her yesterday and she's just finished. She just sent the last letter and the accompanying plates for the most fabulous floral alphabet. Beautiful. So so we're going to work on that now, but you'll love it. All you parchers out there, I think you'll be impressed. So let's have a look. This is the letter E. I thought today we could throw a little drop shadow on it and draw this uppercase, lowercase, you know. Are you drawing with me? Are you doodling with me? It's It's just a really easy exercise. And it's like a bit of a doodle meditation, really. It's like yoga for the mind, isn't it? You know, and the thing is, because we get together twice a week, except when I'm on holiday or it's a bank holiday, like next Monday, yada, 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 you know, apart from that, just the fact that you practice in between and you do a little bit of doodling, just that regular kind of attention to a certain trick or tip, it cannot but improve your art skills. Agreed? Hope Dave recovers well. Yeah, he's doing really well. He's doing really well. He's a lot happier now than he was before the surgery, that's for certain. Your E is so elegant, E for elegant. Thank you so much. Well, let's have a look then. So let's get started. We can always keep rabbiting while we're drawing. So what we need is a tracing pad. This is good tracing paper. I mean, we don't really, it's not this isn't a selling platform, and it's free, right? It's completely free to join in. It's not mandatory to join in. If you just want to hang out with us, that's okay too. But and we record them as well, don't we? We tape them so that if you want to catch up or you have to go to work or something comes up, you can always go back. Like I got a lovely email from Irene, in Marion, not Irene, Irene's daughter, Marion Petz. Guten Morgen. And she said that she's, you know, because her mum's not well at the moment, gute Besserung, she's missed a couple of letters, but she's going to catch up, you know. It's not like a course, and if you miss a lesson, you've blown it. It's not like that at all. It really isn't. And if you've never been in the shack, maybe you've never been, maybe you're new to the party today, you know. Even if you start with E, it doesn't matter. You're going to learn how to draw an elephant today, you know. Or maybe you just hang out and chat to your friends. It's fine. But me, I'm doing this letter. So the idea is, the first thing we want to do, see, we've got C, we've got B, we've got A. I know there's a D tucked in there somewhere as well. So I'm going to go to the A, because that's the one that's got the lines on it here, see? So what I'll do is, I'll just pop the A in, because the letters that we've done will help us now. You watch. So we need these lines, you see? So you can use the A, or what are we on actually today? We're on E. What about if instead of A, we go to B, right? And then we can use the beginnings of the B for the E, can't we? Hey? See what I mean? So take your pencil. I'm just using a B. What have I got here? An F. F for fine. There you go. And I've got my ruler. So we don't need much to do this, to join in the shack, do you? Just keep my head out of the way. So I'm just putting my lines in. Let me just, I'll give you the measurements in a minute. But we want all the letters to, see, so we've got that now on there, haven't we? So those letters. So let's have a look here. We've got 4 centimeters. What we decided was we're going to keep the middle bars, we'll keep them higher up. So we're going, see, so the middle's not in the center, it's up one. So if you just want to take a screen grab, it's 2¼ inches up. Yeah, 2¼ inches from top to bottom, or 7 centimeters from here to here, 4 centimeters to the middle of the B. Okay, or 1½ inches. Depends if you're a metric girl or English. Right, sorry. I'm a bit rusty this morning. Bear with me. Bear with, as Leonie would say. I'm a little bit rusty because I switched off, completely off. You know, I felt last week there was a bit of burnout, you know, and it's a condition. And I hit the ground running so hard in January with TV and new business and trying to get money in the bank because of the tax money, you know, and then I hit March and it hit me, you know, and so stepped away from everything to do with business for a week, just about, you know. I mean, the workaholic can never step away completely, but I did a pretty good job. And so this morning I'm a little bit rusty getting back in the saddle, I must admit, but I'm sure you understand. Now, let me see. We'll start with our E. So this bit we want, right? You can always use your ruler if you want to go straight. So let's just, look, I'll show you. We're going to, it's this bit here. Don't worry about all this gubbins. We're going to go with the letter first. In fact, the best thing to do is ignore that. We want this bit here. Why is this so lumpy? Right, so we're going to come along here and down here, there. So we've got that bit, yeah? If you want, you can use your, this is why we do it on tracing paper, so that we can, yeah? So we've got that bit, we've got this bit along here. This is the E now. I'm going to bring my E out to there, like so, right? So that's going to be my E, my base, like that. I think that would look good. So now we're going to come from here, we're going to come round. So it's got a nice foot like that. Okay, so we're using our B in the background, aren't we? That way it will look good. And then this one here, I reckon we'll come in a little bit on this one. So we'll use this one like that. So if I were to put a piece of card, let me show you where I'm at now. This is only a test, don't you know. There you go, see? So I've got that bit. Now I need to come into this bit to do the centre, don't I? So you can see where we're at, but we're using the B in the background to give us our base. Now we're going to come down here and to here. Now we don't want to make this as fat as that. So we'll come in a little bit on there and we'll come in a little bit on there. So we're meeting somewhere in the middle, right? And then I think, where do we want to go? I reckon we'll go to about here. Let's just have a little look. Yeah. So we're going to come round like that, round like that. There. I wonder what that looks like. Let's have a look. That looks pretty good. Okay, so that's that. I'm happy with that. That's our E shape. And it gets easier, you see, the more letters you do in the alphabet, the more you can refer back to, can't you? So that's quite a good one, like that. I like that. That will sit nicely. And then what we're going to do, just humour me here, I'm going to bring the A in just to check that they sit next to each other. Not that you're going to write A and E. You could though, couldn't you? God bless the NHS and all that. But I'm just making sure that it's not losing its style. Do you see what I mean? You have to keep going back to the first one to make sure that we're not losing the style, eh? Right, but I reckon this is pretty good, you know. There you go. So this is our centre. All right, that'll do. While we're there, are you working with me on this? Eh? If not, doesn't matter. Drink your tea, drink your coffee, watch, listen, and then you can have a go afterwards. Remember Pat Hosking? She always used to do that. She used to craft along a little bit, and then her kids said that she would spend the rest of the day practicing what we'd done in the hour. That's why she got so good. Well, she was good before she started, I think. That reminds me, I must chase one of the kids up because they were going to send us her folder. I'll do that. I'll do that this week. I kind of wanted to leave them alone for a little while, but I will. I haven't forgotten what we said we'd do. Now let's have a look. We've got E. So now we want to go the small one. So what's the best one? I reckon at this point, I reckon the C would be a good one to use. Look, if you look at the E, there you go. See, so check it out. If I'm using the E, the C rather, sorry, I can use the E easily. E for easily, okay? So we'll take the B out and we'll put the C in. So you can see, you can see now why it's so useful to work on tracing paper, you see, because it really does. There you go. So there's the C now. So we definitely need that bit of the C, the outer. Let's go around here. Right, I'm not sure what I'm doing there yet. I think I'm going to pull that off, so to speak. Right, so we'll take that off there. And I'm going to bring that down like so. And I'm going to, so this one here, let's have a look what I did before. Let me just check. Yeah, I thought so. So what I'm going to do is drop that down a little bit, right? And then bring this down to there. And this is coming round, yeah? But it's going to stop there. So this now cuts across to here, doesn't it? At an angle. I'm thinking that we'll just keep that angle like that. Okay, so we've got that angle there. That'll do. Yeah, see? So now we're going to bring this round like so. We're going to make a little loop like that. See what we've got now. Yeah, cool. And then we need the inside bit, don't we? So this bar here needs to be the same width as that, really. Let me move this. Let me just do this. Right, make the artwork come to you because it's easier to draw then. And then sometimes you want to kind of draw really lightly, faintly, until you're happy, because it's easier. If you want to change it, it's easier to rub out. This is a really good tip, especially when you draw an elephant. Right, there. He looks good. I like. Okay, so now we take that one out. We've drawn a nice E. And I like this kind of foot because it ties in again with, look, see, AE. They sit good. They sit well together, don't they? There you go. Right, so not hard. And like I say, the more letters you do, apart from getting your eye in, it's not just about that. It's about actually being able to refer to the letters you've already done. There you go. So we've got our E. It's good enough, right? Everyone's original. And now we're going to do, I thought it'd be really cool to do a drop shadow like this. Do you fancy having a go? Hey, what was all this paper here? What's this? Is this paper here? Oh, it's tracing paper. Right. Okay. There you go. That wasn't so bad, was it? Prost. So it's Monday and it's Easter coming up. Easter, Good Friday already. So it's a short week this week for work and short week next week for work. You know, there was a time I always worked at Easter because we used to do the fairs, you know, like with the slate vases and that. And I don't remember an Easter when I didn't work. I was always, that was when the fairs, you know, the craft fairs. And I said to Dave, how things have changed, you know. Now we don't work at weekends much at all, but we used to when we did the shows. The NEC was a couple of weeks ago. I'd still be on my back if I'd done the NEC. They're killers. They're killer shows to do, you know. And after lockdown, we decided that we weren't going to go back to doing exhibitions. We're too old. I was 65 last week. Dave's, and I don't say, I think he's 68, 69 years old. And it was always Paul and Dave and me in the van, you know. And I think we just said, that'll do now. I did it for 30 years, you know. And that'll do, donkey, D for donkey. Yeah. And they were fun, and we had an amazing time back in the 90s and say like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. But times change, you know, and you have to kind of go with it. And now, you know, we do the SHAC. You've got to kind of adapt as you get older. I think that's the key, isn't it? You have to adapt. You do, I do, we all do. You know, you adapt. I still want to be active, and as do you. But it's like, well, if your eyesight's going, then you either get stronger glasses or you do. There are certain things you can't do anymore. And I think acceptance rather than frustration is always a better option. You know, and also we still are doing the workshops. So, for example, the open days. If you haven't got your tickets for the open days, they're in June. That'll be a marvelous opportunity to get together and do some make and takes. I might do a make and take this year too, you know, but just it's a brilliant opportunity. The tickets for Chips really, and I think it's the 8th and the 7th and 8th of June. But Paul will give you the link for that, and that's a great opportunity to get together and meet the team. We've already got the best of the best of the best in the building, all lined up from Linda Williams. We've got Eileen Godwin, Linda Williams, Jane Telford. Thank goodness. She sent me a message last night saying that she definitely is going to be coming to demonstrate at the open days. Dee Paramore, she's back this year, which is amazing. And so on and so on. That, you know, and oh, Sam Crow's coming down. You know, I'm working my way around the building. I think Josie Davidson is going to be there too. You know, yeah, she is definitely. So all these women that have had a real trauma in their lives, you know, lots of them have had trauma, and they are making their way to get together with the team at the open days. And I think that carrying slate vases around the craft show, Marquise, you're not kidding, Ken. Yeah, so the open days will be marvelous. Ken will be there. I know he will. Yeah, it's worth a destination. It's worth coming and maybe booking a hotel and booking in for 2 days, because there's so much to see and do at the open days. You know, there's so much to see and do. It's actually, for my money, it would be worth coming down if you're coming from further afield. Actually, stay overnight, stay on the, you know, on the night in between, and then enjoy it. And then, of course, we've got the retreats in the summer in August, and then we've got the October Parchment retreat at the Spa, which is pretty spectacular. That promises to be extra special as well this year. Linda Williams is going to be heading that up with myself and Paul, so that'll be pretty fantastic too. Again, Paul will give you the details. If you fancy, you know, staying in the country but having a break, then Tunbridge Wells is a wonderful destination as well. Okay, so anyway, yeah, we're still doing those. You know, they're a lot of work and big investment, but we feel that now it's something that's different. It's hard work, but it's not a 4-day, 5-day slog at the NEC. It's a whole different ball of wax. So there you go. We are doing that. Now let's have a look back to the drawing. We're going to make a ledge. See? So the idea, if I hold it over the top, you'll see that the actual E that we've drawn is this outside edge here. And what we're doing now is we're going to make a drop shadow. So we're going to pretend that the lights come. You could put a drop shadow. You could make the light come from underneath and move everything upwards, right? It depends entirely. You could go that way and everything's going that way. You can make the dimension. I always tend to go bottom left so that the sun or the light source is top right. So that way everything will be coming this way. What's important is that the angle on the lines is the same. If you add a grid now, it doesn't matter which way it goes, but let's just do it at 45 degrees to that line. Let's just call it 45. There you go, like that. It's always the same, see? And then the same here, same there. That's it. Okay, so now what we've got to do is kind of wrap around. So this is here now. So that's going to be, doesn't have to be that deep. There, like so. That's that depth. And then this one maybe like so. This one like so. Right, just got to make sure that this line, this line, this line, they're always the same. Otherwise it looks weird. And then this one, we won't go in, so let's not go so deep, right? Let's go to there as well. They've all got to be the same as well, otherwise that'd look weird. So now this one, we're going to come in like so. Round we go. Just very lightly like that. But now it's going to disappear, that one. See, because it goes in behind there and it comes out there again. So now we've got our drop shadow. Now step back and have a look at it and decide whether it's correct. See? So I'll take my ruler. I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to make sure, if I take my ruler there, right, that's there. That's there. That's there. So it's always the same, see? Like that. There you go. Now make sure that you've got your right. So you can't, this one will be dropped down behind there, so there won't be an angle there. Do you see? This isn't, there's no angle there. It's only what you can see. There you go. Looks right, doesn't it? So once you've done that, like so, then the next thing to do, now what I did on this one, I decided to do lines. No, it was a bit late yesterday, but all these lines should also be headed in the same direction. So let's say, for example, I'm going to use the same line as that there, right? So it's going to go like this all the way down. And I'm going to use, so let's say, now I'm going to use my ruler and I'm going to keep going like this. And in a minute, as I get closer to where the next shadow is, there we go. Let's see if this works. So take your time and start throwing depth. See, it's just a way of shading, really. We could take a pencil, couldn't we, and we will, but let's say for now, and you could do this freehand, of course you could, but I'm just showing you a simple trick. This shading trick, see? So then you go like that, come round, and you know in a minute, so they're all in the same line, see, the same direction. There, and then we come in here. There. This would be good. So now we release that, that one's done, and now we're concentrating on this one. Are you going away for Easter? Or are you staying close to home? We're staying home, definitely. Right, keep your same, see, so I know it's the same one because I've got that edge there. And then we go down the bottom. There we are. And then you just keep there. Quite relaxing, this is. It's nice, isn't it? It's easy. And all things being equal, it'd be exactly the right place there as well. So there you go. So that's how you've got your shadow, see? There, that wasn't so hard. It's all right, brace yourself. We're on elephants in a minute. You're getting lulled into a false sense of security here, friends. No, not at all. Elephants are easy. E for easy. Piece of cake. Right, ready? Okay, so now the next thing, you could leave it there, couldn't you? That looks pretty good. Or we could make one inside there. So I got a bit carried away on this one because I was doing a bit of shading. But for example, let me just take out a little bit of the colour on that. Let's have a look. Right, so what we're doing now is we're going to make a recess. Pretend this is engraved out of wood. Let's call it, it's a wooden letter. And what we're going to do now is make a little, like a embedded, it's cut out, right? So you're going to come all the way around at the same distance from the edge go lightly to start with, because you can always go back over it afterward. Well, you will, won't you? If you're going to use, hang on, I'm just about to throw all these cards off the side of the deck there. Hang on a minute. Right, that's it. So you make the artwork come to you, see? You can use a ruler, of course you can. So this is going to be like so, there. I'm going to use a ruler for this one. There, right up to there, like that. Nice. That'll work. So this is going to be the embedded bit, if you see what I mean. Yeah, this will work. Yeah, so you're staying home or you're going away? We're gonna stay home. I think that's, I don't know, am I getting old or what's happening here? I think that's probably got something to do with it. I enjoy staying home nowadays. I'm not fussed about travelling. Leave that to the young people, eh? Right, now this one, we're going to come round here to there and round here to there. I wonder if I can use my ruler to just join those two bits up. That should work, shouldn't it? Yeah, that'll do. So now we've got so it's quite easy to, when you build it up, isn't it? It's not hard. There you go. And then if you want to kind of accentuate the fact that that's a dip, that there's a dip there, okay, it could be open, but let's say now, bearing in mind the light source is still coming from the same angle, isn't it? So if that's the case, then there's going to be some shading there. Let's just put a little bit of shading in. We don't have to go mad like I did last night, right? Just put a bit of shading in there and a little bit of shading in there and this edge here, like that. See? I reckon this will look good. Look. See? Just that bit there. Yeah, so it's been nice to have a break, you know. I had too many windows open in my head. I was listening to the radio this morning and they were talking about smartphones and the generational crisis that kids, you know, this elevated anxiety and mental health issues, and that they're now making a connection between this last, say, 10 years and the smartphone, the dawning of the smartphone. I'll go along with that. I don't think that's inaccurate. I can imagine. Whereas the facts are irrefutable, you know. So yeah. I mean, we didn't have smartphones when we didn't even have mobile phones, did we? My dad, he used to. I remember we had our phones were hardwired into the wall of the hallway. We used to sit on the stairs in the house. I bet you remember this, you know, and your boyfriend would ring up and you'd be sitting in the dark, so your dad didn't know you were on the phone, otherwise you'd get a rocket, and he'd be whispering away, and Dad always knew you were on the phone, and then every now and again the living room door would open and he'd look at you. You're still on the phone. Sorry, Dad. And then and then my brother, little 4 years younger brother, you know, the phone would ring and he'd say, Barb, it's for you. And I'd say, oh, good. And he'd say, it's Dave. And I'd say, oh, thanks, Steve. And then I'd go to the phone, hello, Dave. And he'd say, actually, it's Graham. You know, my brother had one of them Peter Kay kind of humours, you know. Actually, it's Graham. Oh, sorry, Graham. So I learnt very quickly not to personalise when I answered the phone. And I remember my dad, he put a sticker, must have printed it off at work, and it was Busby. Do you remember Busby? And he had Busby, and he was wrapped. He had a telephone cord, and he was hanging off the cable, and it said, "Make somebody happy," because that was the strap line, wasn't it, for the Busby ad, BT. And it said, "Make somebody happy. Stop using the bloody phone." My dad sellotaped that to the wall by the telephone. Those were the days. Yeah, so now going back to smartphones, right? We can't be without them, can we? You know, and I feel possibly as adults we can see, you know, because we had a life before smartphones, and so we can see the benefits, but we can see the problems, you know, the pros and the cons. Young people, especially, say, kids that were teenagers when the smartphone arrived, 10-year-olds, you know, 12-year-olds, 14-year-olds, they have no power of comparison. They don't know that there could be a life without a smartphone attached to your ear, you know, or earphones in. The isolation, if you think about what a smartphone does, you know, I mean, I've had to wean myself off the phone. Don't put it in the bedroom. Don't take it to the toilet. I'm sure I can handle going to the loo without being on the phone. Peter Kay talks about that. It's very funny. And I absolutely, totally was with him 100% of the way, you know? Yeah, so there's all this kind of anxiety, and they're talking about the young generation full of anxiety, and I think, well, what about us oldies? I bet that makes us nervous as well. You know, it's so much information, so much data, instant. What's happening in Russia? What's happening in Ukraine? What's happening in Syria? What's happening wherever? What's Trump up to? It doesn't matter. You know, now the Chinese. You know, there was a time. I don't think that human beings were. I don't think we were made or created to take on this level of information, you know, instant. And so there you're sort of torn between, do you want to be informed or do you not want to be informed? Do you listen to the news? Do you not listen to the news? Maybe you don't listen to it. Maybe you just, I don't know, do you read it? Do you catch up? Do you get someone else to kind of précis it for you? You know, when my dad was alive, I always used to say, because he was a real news, you know, news. And, you know, I used to think, well, if anything terrible's happened, I'm sure Dad will let me know. And now my mum does, you know. So, yeah, it's funny. But for me personally, I'm trying to come off social media more and off, which is difficult because of work, you know, because this is how we're all connected, isn't it? If we could just use it responsibly. But when I get feelings of anxiety and worry, or I see the way people behave towards one another on social platforms, you know, I just want to go and make pots, really. I just want to go and pull prints and throw pots. That's what I need to do, is pull prints and throw pots. And it just clears the head. It's like shutting down all the computer windows. Too many windows open, shut them all down, pull the plug out the wall, yeah, defrag, allow the brain to just do a bit of filing. I think that's what we do in our sleep. Just file all that information. But sometimes if you're not sleeping well, you can't file it fast enough before the next lot hits you when you wake up. And therein, you know, and I'm no psychologist, but it's pretty obvious, isn't it? I think so. So there you are. Opinions are like noses. Everybody's got one, friends. Now, let's have a look. So there's our E for letter. There's our E letter, and there's our uppercase and lowercase. So what I thought, now we've got 20 minutes left or so, 15 minutes. How about we have a little look at some elephant? We will on Thursday evening, if you fancy it, we could get down and do some more elephant work, right? But I thought it'd be really cool to just have a look at a couple of elephants. Right, you ready? So I remember our gym at work, we made a set of animals, really, really cool. I got Jim to dig out the elephant because this is also about letters. And I said, I'm going to have a meeting after to reintroduce these animals because they are so good. And what's really ironic is these are probably our very first two-way overlay stamps, which I've always considered to be fabulous, right? But have a look. So this elephant, I really love this. This was a Jim creation. ELEPHANT. Isn't that fantastic? What a beautiful piece of artwork. And we've got crocodiles, we've got lemurs, we've got, what was the other? Giraffe is brilliant. There are loads of them. And so we're going to have a meeting afterwards, and we're going to, now we have a different stamp making system, we'll be able to put them into bigger sets, more in a set, a lot less money, maybe make them a bit smaller. Anyway, they're brilliant. So they're good, don't they? I love the elephant. I love the elephant. Now, so that was the first one. I wanted to show you that. And then these are the ones that I doodled yesterday. So those are my two little fellas, right? There's mummy, baby, there's daddy. I know, check him out. So I did these, right? Because I thought they'd be quite good in a row. Obviously not that big, but like, there you go. There's the three, the little baby at the back. These are rough sketches, friends. These are. So I showed these to Grace and she started laughing. I said, well, they're not that funny. I thought they were quite good. And she said, yeah. She said, they're excellent. But she said, and then she went, they're excellent. And I really look forward to seeing what our friends in the shack come up with. And she was just laughing. I said, oh, ye of little faith. And she even named a couple of you, which I won't do. But we were really, we had a bit of a chuckle. So so I thought, okay, maybe this is like Mark II, you know, let's keep it simple. So then I thought, all right, we'll pare it back a bit, because with art, it doesn't always have to look like realistic, does it? Art is art, art for art's sake, remember? So I even brought my little elephant. Do you remember the mugs that we had at the wedding? Let me see, where can I show you? Ah, here we go. So there's my cup of tea. Look at this. This is Art Meath House. So this is, these are elephants. This is drawn by an artist who suffers severely from epilepsy. Hey, but hang on a minute, I'm going to show you this. Never forget inside. And I had a look at this and I thought, blimmin' brilliant, really. You know, nobody in this room should be saying, I can't draw an elephant, right? Because basically, if the elephant's got a pair of big ears and a trunk, it's an elephant, right? As long as it's got ears and a trunk, it's an elephant, friends. So I thought, okay, right, so we'll pare it back a little bit. And my little family of elephants, yeah, I like this little fella. I like him. He's nice. I like the mum. Not so sure about the dad. That's what she said. Right, so we've got our really beautiful letter elephants. Then we've got our family of elephants. And then I thought, right, let's have another little look. Came up with these two. Okay. So these are pretty cool. And now I want to tell you a story, right? Because, okay, so this elephant I found on the internet, on Tinternet, and I want to tell you about this one. This one was a modification. So once I realized this is the trunk here, I thought, right, okay, well, let's see if we can point the trunk down the other way. Okay. And the last time we did an elephant in the shack, Pat, was when we went to Africa. Don't you remember? Yeah, we did. There was a little family. I mean, the elephants were the least of our worries. We had the warriors. Do you remember? We did the amazing warriors, and all I can hear in my head is the Lion King song. Right. I want to show you something really interesting. Check out this little fella, right? Because I've pinched him on the internet, and I'm sure the artist won't mind, right? But I want to show you because I thought, yeah, no. So here he is. Look, there he is. Look, bit of a piggy tail, but you can see where I got the idea from, right? Do you know who drew this? Who do you think drew that? Who do you think drew that? Right, you ready? There, that's who drew that. I know. Stuart in the office made me laugh my head off. I said, so there you go. If anybody in the SHAC says they can't draw elephants, and then he cut in and says, Picasso couldn't either. I said, no, he couldn't. I love Picasso's elephant, but Pablo Picasso. And so then I started investigating. And he also drew loads of animals like this. You'll love it. You know, look him up. This is where Tinternet is really, really amazing, right? This is what I feel, you know, for translating, for information, Wikipedia, you know, look up Pablo Picasso's animal drawings. Absolutely fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. But I just thought, well, I'm sure we'll be forgiven for having a go at Pablo Picasso's elephant. Hey? And then I did that one to just prove to myself that I can draw elephants. Isn't that great? There you go. I know. And now you know the rest of the story. Interesting, hey? So I thought what we'll do, we'll take a piece of paper, because I broke it down a little bit. Because I'll tell you another thing, right? This looks easy until you try and make it look like Pablo Picasso's, then it becomes quite challenging, all right? It's really weird. On my own, yesterday afternoon, piece of cake. Honestly, I looked at his, took a pencil, went like that, bish, bosh, bish, perfect. Came in here this morning thinking to myself, now I've got to show our friends how to draw this crocodile, I nearly called him, this E for elephant, right? And then I couldn't draw him anymore. It would not work. As soon as I tried to recreate, it was hopeless. So I thought, right, we'll break it down. You ready? So what we need to do this little fella, let's do it with a piece of tracing paper. Okay, we'll do it with a piece of tracing paper. And we're going to use boxes. Boxes are good, right? So take your ruler. This is honestly, this is the best way to do it. And let me see if I can find, where are the ones I practiced on? Oh yeah, if I show you where we're headed, you'll understand. Look, take your ruler. Right, I think this is the easiest way to go. They're not going to be the same as Pablo Picasso's. We don't want them to be the same. We'll probably get done if we do. Right, now, so we'll take our ruler in from the edge. That's 2 inches, this is, just so you know. Make a line on the parchment. Not parchment, tracing paper. Right, so that's 2 inches. For those of you who are inch people, right, it's exactly 2 inches, that ruler, wide. It's 2 inches wide, okay? So we've got 2 inch there. Then we'll take the ruler again, right? These are 2 inch squares we're going to use, just for a bit of fun. Right, come on. We're having a bit of fun now. Let's come out a little bit so you can see what we're up to. I'll come out, grey, out. Right, we'll come out and then we'll go back in again. So that's our there, yeah? And then we'll make another little line, just like 1/2 inch. There you go, just like that. That's our where we're going to put the thingamajigs. The trunk, you know. So we've got that, like that. Then we'll take our ruler again and we'll make boxes. Okay, let's make boxes. Because this is a 2-inch box there. All right. So the easiest way to make a 2-inch box is just to make a box like that. One box like that. Elephant number 1, right? And what we'll do is we'll make a, let's do these. Once you get your eye in, let's do 3 of them, right? Elephant number 2. Let's give it a go, right? Elephant number 3. I even saw a lady, I was quite impressed by this idea. There was a lady on telly, on YouTube, right, who'd lost her arty mojo. And she lost her arty mojo. And all she did was just keep drawing Picasso's elephant until she got her eye in again. I thought, that's not a bad idea either. You know, that's not a bad idea either. Now, let's have a look. So if you take, let me show you this. What we're going to do is start in that corner to that corner, and we're just going to make a line. There you go. This is the line. Right, let's break it down. Let's do this one over here. So we're going to start over here, and then we're just going to go down where the head is, up where the rump is, and down where the leg is. That'll do. Let's see if I'm close. Yeah, right. So you're literally going to go like that. Now, once you've done that, the other bit we can sort out. This is the main part. Then here, we're going to come through here, and look, I'll show you. And you're going to make a curve coming that way, right? So you're about there. You want to end up about there. So you're going to come here, right? And you're going to cut through there. Let's cut through here. And we're going to make the face like that. And then we're going to come round. Cool, he's a bit fat. See what I mean? So let's come round a bit further. Let's give him a bit more of a, there. See how far, am I miles out? Not bad. Like that. See? So you're going to go like that. Yeah? And then this is the trunk. So we'll do that. And that's the, what's it called? The tusk. Tusk? Sounds weird. Tusk is right, isn't it? Let's take that out. Right? So there's 2 lines. You know, it looks like a gnome's hat, if you need to think about it like that. There's the hat. There you go. And then we've got the legs. So we'll go like that, and we'll make her, we've done this sort of thing before. So let's just do that, like so. Yeah? And then we've got an eye, and then we've got an ear. Should we put an ear in? Right, come on, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. And then we'll put a tail in. There you go. Nice. Well, there you go. Eat your heart out, Picasso. So there's the top bit. There's the legs. His face is a bit big, but that's all right. There's his eye. That'll do. It's good enough for me. Right, there's one. Should we try another one? Same thing again. Start in that corner, right? And then we're going to come down like that, and then down for the rump. So like that, and then down for the rump. And then we'll come over this way, and we'll do his face, and then his foot. And then we'll do his legs, 2 legs, and then we'll make a hole in the middle underneath his legs, like that. Then we'll make his ear, right? He's an Indian elephant. He hasn't got huge African ears. And then we'll do that. Then we'll put his trunk, tusk. There you go. Easy. Do you know what I see here as well is a mouse? I see the way to draw a mouse as well. Pablo. He did a lot of pottery as well, our friend. There, doesn't that look cool? Should we try one more? Now this time, okay, before we call it a day, because I was getting cocky, I thought, oh, I want to come round the other way. You see how this one, I thought if I do that, I bet I could bring him down. Because if you think about it, it's all about the symbolism of it. The lines denote, you know, so this obviously denotes the tusk. Not the tusk, Barbara, a trunk, right? This is the tusk here. So if we bring this one down, right? We bring that one down like that. That's all we're doing, is we're bringing it down like that. Do you see? So if I draw on this one, instead of going like that, we're going to go like that. Do you see? And then we'll bring it. So it's the same fella. Right, let's give it a go. I came unglued on this one. But let's say, for example, let's just do the same line as we did before, because we know how to do that now. We're experts on that one. So we're going to go like that. There's his head. Oh, no. See? He's going to be skipping, isn't he? His legs are too. So he's got to come up like that. Otherwise, that won't work. So it's up like that. There you go. So we'll come down like so. And then over we go like that. And then now this time, so that's going to be his. So instead of going that way, let's just draw this one and then eliminate what we want to do. So then this is his face, his head, and his legs, right? So this part of the body is all the same. So we'll do that as well. Easy. Okay. There's his tail. His tail makes him look like an elephant. As soon as you do that, it makes a difference. So then this was the head. Right, I'm not sure about this one. And there's the eye and there's the ear. Okay, so we're back to the same elephant. Right, I've done him lightly because I want to change him a bit. Now this time, I'm going to bring that's it. I'm bringing this down, right? So this bit here, I'm bringing it down. It's not hard, look. Like that, there's his head. Right. So now get rid of this bit. Sometimes it's easier to do that. So if that's that, right, then of course his tusks are not going to be up in the air. But you see, you've got the same. Let me use this rubber, it's easier. Right, so now we've got the same idea, but the head has got to be a bit different, hasn't it? So now the head is going to be pointing this way more. So how about that? Tusk. Yeah, does that work? Get rid of this bit and that bit. Yeah, his eye's a bit further over. Listen, you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it before. There are no experts in this building. I think I need to make his head a bit taller. I reckon that'll be lovely. Like that. Up we go. Go on. There. Yes. Cool. Do you know what we could do on... Oh, yeah, he's lovely. His ear's a bit further down than he needs to be. But the trouble is, now listen, this is a Picasso modification. What can I say? There you go. There's his tail. We did it. We love it. There you go. Hey, who says? He's cool. He's really cool. You can open his mouth if you felt like it. Did you know that an elephant's tusks are actually teeth? Imagine having teeth like that. Gum disease. Jeez. Yeah, I know. I was reading up about elephants, and apparently tusks are the elephant's teeth. I know. And they never stop eating. Well, you probably wouldn't if you had teeth like that. Hey, he looks so cool. I like him. There's his little mouth. And there's his trunk. There's his tusk. See? Modification. It is art, friends. There. I actually like him. And thus endeth lesson number 1 on E for elephants. Take a screen grab. Don't forget, if you work in a 2-inch box, it's really easy. And all you've got to do, right, is Google Pablo Picasso elephant drawing. And then you've got something to work off. But I think you'll enjoy it. And I found it really freeing. There was something, you know, because you think about Pablo Picasso and you think about, you know, he was so prolific, wasn't he? He had, you know, he drew right up until the hour he died. You know, he painted, he drew, he did a lot of pottery. You know, we studied him at university. I remember Guernica, and you know, he's very political for a while there. He 2 wars. I mean, he really was quite quite the man. And I'm sure he lived and saw a lot, you know. And then you think, you see his elephant drawing, and you think, oh, you were human. You really were. You weren't. You were just a human being, you know. I love his artwork. So so yeah, there you go. That's how we draw an E for elephant. And I hope that what's going on this week, well, now Tuesday, tomorrow, Paul's going to be with you. And that's going to be at 10 o'clock, Groovy Tuesday. And then, if I'm not mistaken, Paul's also doing last minute a show. He's slotted in, and I think it's Wednesday and Thursday. Paul, maybe you could just put up the times for that show. I know it's on Wednesday and Thursday, so it'll be 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock on Wednesday, and then again at 8 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. I think that's correct, Paul. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I'll say it again slowly. Wednesday, it will be 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock in the evening, and then Thursday morning, it will be 8 o'clock in the morning. Wednesday, 4 and 8, Thursday, 8 a.m. Got it right. Good. And then we're going to have a Thursday evening, we're going to go back to our elephants and have another run at them. I see potential here, friends. I really do. And yeah, I think they're great, don't you? I actually really like that one. Hey, he looks really cool. So so there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. I did. And don't forget, practice your letters. And then I shall see you on Thursday. So have a fabulous week, and I'll see you then. Lots of love. Bye-bye now.